Thanks for joining us for another edition of The Small Business Show with Cheyenne Malone, exclusively on ASBN.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Cheyenne Malone. You're watching The Small Business Show right here on ASBN.com. One of the best ways to grow your business is to make sure it's future-proofed. Joining us now to discuss more on this very topic, we have growth strategist, keynote speaker, WSJ bestselling author, and What's Next podcast host, Tiffani Bova. Tiffani has been featured in Harvard Business Review, Forbes, INC, and more. Welcome back to the show, Tiffani.
I'm thrilled to be here again.
Tiffani, how do you recommend entrepreneurs approach the concept of future-proofing their ventures?
Future-proofing is not necessarily knowing everything that's going to happen and be prepared for it, but at least getting yourself to some of the basics. I mean, one of the stats that came out after about, I think it was like the 6 or 7 month of the pandemic, kind of the middle of 2020, was that some 45% of small businesses got online for the first time. And so when you think about that, that is not thinking about future-proofing your business. Make no mistake, right? Customers are moving online. Customers want digital. Customers want social and mobile. Customers want to engage with you via some kind of digital channel. So if you're not there, that would be a lack of future-proofing your business. So sometimes it's the basics, but if you have the basics, then you can go for more advanced solutions to really help you think about the future.
I'm curious, what can business owners do today to grow and future-proof?
So the decisions that you make today really help future-proof you. If you want to grow your business to double it to 1 million or 2 million or 3 million, whatever that number may be. But I will tell you that there's no way for you to do it today efficiently without leveraging technology. And while it may scare you, in some industries, you may say, I don't need technology. Like I'm a solopreneur, or I have 3 people and we work very well together, so I'm not going to do that. I will tell you that it will get harder and harder for you to manage the business if, in fact, you start to grow, right? It's always difficult to fix those things when you're in the middle of a growth spurt. But if you are going to find yourself in something I call a growth stall, where you might have been growing over time and all of a sudden that growth starting to slow, or a large customer has left you and you're scrambling to find revenue, right? To keep your doors open and keep your people paid, that's when it's almost too late. So I would say, to answer your question, start to look at the existing customers you have today. Look at the existing systems and processes you have. And what are things that you could do to make that business more efficient? How could you make it more profitable? By leveraging things like AI. Now, I want to be a huge caveat with, a sort of asterisk next to what I just said. I don't believe technology will replace humans. I believe technology will replace tasks, but not necessarily full jobs. So look for ways by which technology can give time back to your people to allow them to do the things that drive the greatest amounts of revenue and also brings them the most amount of joy. So make sure your employees are happy and your customers are happy by leveraging technology.
Tiffani, what is the very first step in future-proofing?
Future-proofing to me is, we're never going to be able to understand or prepare for everything that gets thrown at us. But let's make sure we can at least harden our business around the 75 or 80% of what we know is going to happen, right? You're going to get new customers. You have to find new customers. You have to service those customers. Like, let's start with the basics and then say, how do we make that better? Not just from a cost perspective, not just from a productivity perspective, but from an overall perspective. And so those are ways by which I would say to you, start with a list of what technologies do you have in-house already? What processes do you have that you're currently running your business on? How are you organized? Just get with what is your current state. Then start looking for, one at a time, areas and places by which you can improve. Don't overwhelm yourself. Look, as a small business owner, entrepreneur, you wear many hats. You have to carve out time for this kind of thinking to look to improve your business. It isn't just a when I have time, or I'll get to that, next month, or I do it at the end of the year, or I do it at the beginning of the year. Like, it needs to be a daily thing where you're constantly looking at the business for a half hour or an hour for ways to improve it. And again, start with your people, start with your customers, watch a couple episodes of Undercover Boss. You'll get the idea. Like, the answers to what you seek are within your four walls as well as with your customers.
I like it. And, as we see AI becoming more widespread, would you consider it a friend or foe for small business owners?
It's not unusual for small businesses and also enterprises to be nervous about new technology and capabilities that comes at them. But I don't want you to be afraid of AI. Look, there's so much of AI underlying most of what we're doing today. Like when you go look for a Google search or search in any engine and you type something in and it starts to finish your sentence for you, that is AI. When you're, using a voice command on your phone and it's anticipating what you might say next, that is AI. So it's embedded in a lot of what we do. So I would say this, look, lean into technology, look for ways by which any technology can help you be more efficient and effective, not only with your customers, but with your internal employees and suppliers. And so if there's ways you can use that technology, specifically AI, to make you smarter when you're thinking about future-proofing your business, it's going to find things that the human brain can't find that fast, right? It's going to find things and assimilate large amounts of data very quickly to help you just make the right decisions about your business.
What type of technology should small business owners be looking to use?
Well, I'd say, listen, use something, right? So it's still this very interesting dynamic of people always ask, like, what's the one technology I should use? And so I usually come back and say, well, what are you using today? Many small businesses still run themselves on an Excel spreadsheet, right? Or a little bit of Post-it notes and some bubble gum, right? And you're sort of like, where is everything happening? So I'd say definitely deploy something like a CRM system, right? Or a customer relationship management system, depending what you're looking to do, using things around e-commerce if you're selling online. Definitely using tools from a marketing perspective. So it could be newsletters out to your customer base using something like a MailChimp or a Constant Contact. If you're thinking about using CRM tools, could be a Salesforce, could be a HubSpot, could be a Microsoft Dynamics. I mean, there's lots of options out there that almost overwhelm small businesses. So that's why I say, just look for small ways by which you can become more efficient, and maybe even ask your people, your employees, what they would like to use to help them do their jobs more efficiently and effectively. And that might be the place to start.
And Tiffani, as we continue into the year of 2024, what message, what advice do you have for small business owners?
We can only focus internally. That internal inertia will catch you flat-footed when you need it most. So look inside, find ways to future-proof and grow, harden your organization, make those small investments, talk with other entrepreneurs and your employees and your customers. Ask them what ways you could be doing a better job and what tools might be best for you, and just start small. And you will gain momentum and you will also gain confidence. But I believe in the small business entrepreneur. They're the heartbeat of this country. And so I'm excited to see what everyone's going to do this year.
Well said. Tiffani Bova, growth strategist, keynote speaker, WSJ bestselling author, and What's Next podcast host. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And thank you, Tiffani, for joining us exclusively right here on ASBN.com.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of The Small Business Show with Cheyenne Malone, exclusively on ASBN.com.